Alrighty, so this is Fixate Up on Roblox. I figured I'd make a short tutorial because while the game has one, not that many people pay attention to it. So first things first, when you first boot up the game, you're going to start out with about $15,000, or I think it's euros actually. I have just over that because I've been buying and selling cars. I have 477 kilometers driven and 73 cars sold. Once you passed 50 cars, you're allowed to buy, sell, trade cars with other people. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to end up walking out of this garage. I have leveled up my garage, but you're going to walk out of your 3-car garage. It'll give you an option to walk out on foot. And you're going to immediately walk to the junkyard. Upon walking to the junkyard, there's typically a car that spawns here, and then the cost of the car that you find here only kind of matters, because at most on a car that you want to buy when you first start out is like you only want to spend about 10 grand on a car at most, because if you spend any more than that, it's another 200 to paint, and then it can be up to like 300 for you to buy spark plugs and or injectors or timing belt, depending on the motor of the car. Now, generally, more expensive cars have better parts in them. I'm having a really bad run of finding a car that's going to help me prove this point that isn't just 2,000. Here we go. This is a good, reliable one, the Scythe Lion. And then after buying your first car, you're going to want to pop the hood. Now, sometimes it won't let you immediately do it, so you're going to hop into the driver's seat and hop out. Pop the hood, and then you're going to put your mouse or cursor at the bottom of the windshield. In this case, I have the inline 4 2-liter. We're going to close the hood, and we're going to start our car up. On PC, all of your, directions are printed out on the left side for you. I would tell you what it is on, Xbox or mobile, but I'm not sure what those are. So after getting our car, we're going to drive out of the lot. Now, this is the front entrance to the junkyard. There's also several side entrances. And after leaving the junkyard, you're going to first go to the parts store, because the first thing you need to buy at the parts store is the injectors or spark plugs. Now, for our particular engine, we have the i420, and they're all listed up here, right? Go ahead and walk up to the i420, specifically the black sign, because you can walk up to this red sign, but it only has aftermarket parts on it. It doesn't have the part that you need. And you're going to look for this little thing, right? This is our injectors. So for the inline 420, it's going to be 40 euros for us to buy that. You're going to walk over to this pallet and pick it up using R. You're going to grab it with your mouse and hit R to stack it in your inventory. Your inventory is this little yellow box on this side of the screen here. A couple things worth noting. You can buy coolant. I have no idea what the coolant does as of right now. I'll figure that out later. The sale contracts are only available to you if you are above 50 cars sold. Radiators, batteries, and then this little piece here, the air suspension, are generic, meaning that you can put them in whatever car you want. The same is true of any and all gearboxes. Additionally, if you decide you want to keep a car, and this is important because if you want to keep it, you can put more power behind it by putting turbos or a better intake on it, depending on the motor. In the case of the inline 4 diesel, the i4 1.9D, you can even put a forged block into it. Now, this isn't going to be super relevant for you if you are starting out, because you want to sell cars as quick as you can. This process will take maybe, 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how quick you get at doing it and the condition of your car. The condition of your car is important. It will affect how fast or how slow your car accelerates and at its top speed. After going through the parts shop, you're going to come out back here behind the gas station and park in one of these 3 cubicles. You're going to grab a pressure washer to clean off your car. Why do we need to do this? We need to do this so that way we can paint our car, because out of all the things that affect the cost of your car, paint is the only one that actually matters, especially for the cost and how much you actually get out of it. Once you put paint on your car, it costs you about 200, and then you get about 500 in return, so that's 300 profit. Swapping your engine, swapping your transmission, adding extra parts to it don't increase the resale of your car, so when you are starting out, it's not worth it, and even if you're just flipping a car, it's really not that worth it to buy extra parts. So you're going to spray it. You don't actually, there's no mini game here, there's no technicality. You're just going to stand here with the water spraying on the car until it takes the item away from you. Like that. Once the item has been taken away from you, your car is clean and you can drive away. Now that you can drive away, you're going to whip a U-turn across onto this street, and you're going to drive over to the workshop. The workshop is where we will fix our car and change out the parts. So we're going to go for this one right here. This is my preferred one, especially if you're trying to do it quick. You're going to park on the lift. Make sure to put your parking brake on. Your car will roll away. It can be weird. And then if you wanted to change the wheels, we could do that, but you would have to push up the lift. To push up the lift, it's this green button with the up arrow. They make it super easy for you. To fix all your parts, you're going to open up the hood. The radiator will be the first thing, then your block, and after you pull out your block, all the little parts will come off of it as well, so that makes it very convenient. And it will go to where you are standing. So just make sure to stand off this diamond plate, as things have been known to either fall through the floor or stop existing. And then finally, the battery. Now, it will highlight all of the tires for you here, and if your car's not lifted up off the ground, it's not actually a problem. So 4 parts can go onto the grinder here, and that is your transmission, your engine block, your cylinder head, if I can grab it. Nope, that's the exhaust manifold, but that does go on there. There we go. And the exhaust manifold. So, heads, block, transmission, manifold. You're going to hit the red button to start it. For everyone who actually has worked on cars or worked with any of these little red buttons, you'll know that that's really an e-stop. Don't worry about it. Your radiator and your air intake. This is what the air intake looks like on the inline 4 2-liter. You're going to put them in the sink. And you're just going to let that run. We're going to put our battery on our charging platform here. It can be a little finicky, so make sure you get it right, and press the red button on top. Now that it says no repairs needed, we're going to grab everything off. Putting things on in this order is very important if you want to do it fast, because the first piece that has to go into your car is your engine block. Right? After that, you can put the transmission in, although that doesn't particularly matter because you can just throw in the transmission without the engine block in. But everything that goes onto the engine block, such as the manifold, the cylinder heads, and the air intake, do have to go in after. Going to install our radiator, drop in our air intakes, that way our air intake gets done. Our battery is done. This also does not require the block for you to put it back in. Manifold, cylinder heads, air intake. Now these are your old injectors. You cannot repair these. So you're just going to drop them off on a shelf somewhere random, so that way they're not laying around the floor and confusing people. You're going to open up your inventory and you're going to take out the matching spark plugs that you bought from the parts store earlier, and then mount them to your car. Now that your engine has been redone, you're going to close the hood and hop back into the driver's seat. I forgot my parking brake was on. You're then going to drive into one of these 2 painting booths here. If someone else is in one of these painting booths, you cannot repaint your car. It'll consider you trying to repaint someone else's car. Open up the paint menu. You can pick any paint you want. Doesn't really matter, because as long as you don't change the paint type, it won't increase the cost. The paint type will not increase the value of your car, so just go with normal paint. The paint color will also not change the value of the car, so you can just run the stock paint color. We're just going to change it because we feel like it today. Gonna hop back in the car. And a note that I'm going to make real quick, I just found this out. So this right here is your window tint. And your window tint is anywhere from $500 to $1,000 in game, but it does not increase the value of your car. The same is true of your rims. Well, ish. Some rims increase the value of your car, some don't. It's not really worth going over to the tire shop to change them. Once you are done at the workshop and have your car finally painted and set up, you're going to drive over to this little blue hand holding a coin. It's this individual here. It's right next to the junkyard, right next to your starting area. You're going to hop out and you're going to sell him your car. So we bought the Scythe Lion for about $2,700. We put $40 into it, and then another $200 for paint. So that comes out to $2,940, and we are turning around and selling it for $4,538. Very good return on investment. You're going to pay for that. You're going to walk back over, and you're going to do it again. So on this car, I'm going to show you how to change out I'm going to show you how to do tires. I'm not actually going to buy a new car for it. I'm actually going to... Well, am I? Yeah, I'll get a new car and show you how to do this. So this next bit is a little bit more in-depth. If all you wanted was the basic tutorial, that is it, right then and there.
You're black.
Oh, dang, you just threw out my...